Here they are, and yeah, it is an extremely important match nonetheless, as they are on an X1 score, and it is so different to open up and, you know, just go to sleep with only one loss under your belt. And, well, we have seen what the Ryzeal Mitsurugi deck can do going first, so it's not going to be easy for Sebastian to fight back.
Yeah, this is the absolute premium start for the Mitsurugi deck. Not really because of how powerful it is on its own, but just because of how powerful it is into, in particular, Drone Lockbird, because we've seen players coming up with this technology to play around Drone Lockbird by activating this quick play spell in the draw phase. So you already have searched quite a few cards by the time you've got to your main phase 1. So it makes Droll just that much less scary, because once you've already activated a ritual spell and your first time searching, you've got a ritual on the field, you're already searching. It's just so much less impactful in this situation than it would be in others.
And yeah, and Mustafa is also maximizing on the prayers and rituals, so he's playing 3 of them both, which I think makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, to give consistency to the deck, and as you mentioned, Tom, I think it's the premium start, but here comes the Dominus Impulse being activated from Sebastian.
Yeah, a very reasonable target for the Impulse. It's, yeah, always worth wondering about the Mitsurugi Ryzeal deck. There was sort of the initial version of the deck where it was kind of a Ryzeal deck with a little bit of a Mitsurugi engine. But this deck that Mustafa's playing is more of a Mitsurugi deck with a very small Ryzeal engine. So just playing the 5 Ryzeals, which is really not very much. So it's kind of an interesting take on the deck.
As soon as you say that, there comes the Ryzeal.
There comes one, but there's only going to be 5 this game.
Exactly, fair enough.
No cross to put them back. So just a very small package. I think really the idea is just to have use of Xed, which is just such an unbelievably powerful card. You just think, right, I just want to include that. And then after that, I want to run as few as possible. So 5, or maybe it's even 6 is the number. 2 ice, 2 Xed, a node, and a sword.
But yeah, it's an interesting line of plays for sure. We do see, you know, some players, including this Purification in the main deck, not super popular. You know, it's been debated a bit, but we did have it. So it's gonna be obviously great going first in this game for Mustafa.
Yeah, a nice clean piece of synergy as well. When you can use Habakiri and you've already got a rank 4, you can trade your rank 4 for another level 4, which can be used to rank up into another rank 4, so all just goes around in circles. Yeah, one ritual is negated and another one will be activated shortly.
You may also consider, I think, that you may be up against Malice because of the Dominus Impulse, right? Because Malice basically is mainly the only deck playing it this weekend.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually now that you mention it, because Malice is definitely the premium deck running Dominus Impulse for sure. Maybe Mermail.
Yeah, I was thinking Mermail. Am I biased?
But yeah, you're a Mermail enjoyer.
Absolutely.
Everything's Mermail to you. Here we go. 1 Dominus Impulse. Really just not going to be enough against an opener this strong when you have both Xed and Prayers to start your turn. Really going to end with so much stuff on the field and in the hand. I think Purification in hand already. And now presumably we're going to see a couple of Ryzeals hit the field once again. So we can make up to 2 more rank 4s. I'm not sure what the most powerful rank 4 that is not Detonator is in Mustafa's extra deck that he's going to use to try and interrupt his opponent. And here comes Dugares. skipping our next draw phase. A small price to pay. The 2 cards now. One of them, it looks like, is that draw on Lockbird, so going to have a draw for his opponent's turn, which is probably actually knows that draw not so helpful against Malice in particular, and if he's thinking Malice, then probably not so fussed about picking it up, but it can't hurt. I suppose it can hurt.
I mean,
if you're playing Mitsurugi, isn't it? It does actually shut down some of what you can do on your opponent's turn. Not sure how useful it is against Fire King. They search a couple of times, but nothing on quite the same scale as the Mitsurugi deck.
And yeah, definitely.
I think maybe, yeah, we are gonna have to pause the game for a moment while we go.
Here we are. There was just a check from our judges, and the game can resume as with the Xed Risio.
Yeah, always good to just make sure everything is being played absolutely correctly, and indeed it is. So Xed Risio going to summon a node, and I suppose we can see some nice play here. A few tricks with the Eclipse Twins, which can then get sent away for the node. So many tricks up the sleeve of the Ryzeal deck, and we have 2 rank 4s. King of the Feralims. One more search, why not? With King of the Feralims. I'm not really sure what useful reptiles are left in the deck at this point, considering how many have been searched already, but it cannot hurt. I think King of the Feralims is an old enough card that I would expect it to not have a once per turn on it. So if you summon a new copy, you probably just get a new search.
Quite of an over from Mustafa here was not done yet, because I mean, it was, yeah, basically only the impulse, but King of the Feralims once again shares the Abakiri. Yeah, I mean, this is impressive, to be fair. It's a lot of things going on, also with 2 set cards, and I think I also saw the Draw and Lockbird in hand, just in case.
Sort of interesting, he's not put the detonator in the extra monster zone, because when you've got the Futso on field, you can kind of fill up your field with reptiles. Is that your favorite card there, Marcello?
It is the Futsu, but yeah, this is an impressive opener, as you were mentioning, and well, that is a card to face off such a field, if there is one.
It is the smallest of the chickens. It's just a regular, is it a legendary Fire King Garunix? Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of Garunixes these days now, and there's a sort of high King Avatar. And what was the? I don't even know all of the different ones. This one's a legendary. Fire King Ponix. I suppose not even a Garunix. Mustafa just forcing out a discard if Sebastian wants to continue. More than happy to discard a Garunix. Not really one you want in your hand. You want it in the deck, so it can be summoned with Volcanics. It's going to be a bit tough for this Sanctuary, because Sanctuary can be met immediately by a Detonator and a Draw on Lockbird. Don't even need to use Detonator on Sanctuary when the island that it's going to fetch is going to be completely useless.
Well, there's the talent here, but I mean, Mustafa can also use the Murakumo.
Yes.
It feels like
so many different options. And of course, we just negate it with our Mitsurugi trap.
Fair. And what is next is the question. Couple of cards still in the end from Sebastian. We can have access to Fire King Island, possibly, and I think Garunix is in the end.
Yeah, he's in a very tough spot for sure, given you can't use Island. Although, having said that, this Detonator maybe not as scary as it would otherwise look to other decks when you're not super fussed about your cards being destroyed. Ah, this is the ancient Fire King technology, crashing a monster.
not broken, why fix it?
Exactly. Wish there was some way to like have a read. You know, this is where you want Mind Crush to be good. I mean, it's never going to be good, but you know, you say, oh, okay, I know what you got in your hand now. Let me activate Mind Crush, but it's it wouldn't even matter because it can activate perfectly well from the grave. But
yeah.
One day, Mind Crush will be relevant again. One of my favorite cards, I think.
Yeah?
It's just so much fun.
When you discard.
It's fun to beat.
Well, I think ever since the change in the rules of the game, so that Mind Crush no longer lets you see your opponent's hand after you resolve it, it's probably a bit too weak, but maybe one day. Maybe some reason.
Man can dream.
So that Volcanic's being destroyed there is usually to fetch a Garunix.
Yeah, but
we saw Garunix already discarded. I can't imagine anybody running 2. Has to come from the deck, right?
No.
And yep, we are just gonna proceed to attack.
Yeah, you get half the attack of the monster you destroy, I think. So
yeah,
400.
I mean,
enough to get over the detonator, not enough to get over the Futsu. Futsu is massive, isn't it? 34.
Yeah, 34.
I mean, it's no Memento combined creation, but it's pretty much up there. There's not really many other cards in the game at the moment where...
Is there no Super Quant?
There is a go. Sebastian presumably going to take the opportunity to go first this time. Let's see what the Fire King deck is up to. Fire King, to me, one of those decks where it's not super obvious how to end compared to other decks. You kind of like how you organize your end field is actually very important.
Ooh. Is that... Okay, no, we do have the island, because I think we have both Garunix, if I'm not mistaken. He drew again into the other Garunix. Not sure, but what I can tell you for sure is that we did open a couple of those trap cards.
Yep, I think I saw 2 Solemn Warnings, so
indeed,
it's going to be quite hard to resolve a ritual.
Yep. Is it double Garunix? Let's see. Yeah, it is. It is again the OG Garunix and the newer version, which is the choice here. That's unfortunate. Just opening once more the one you really don't want to draw. Maybe the only card in deck you don't want to draw. Oof! And we are met with a Droll and Luck Bird. I mean, at least when you open Solemns, you're fine, I guess. It's not, you know.
I think that is the plan, but can 2 Solemns take on the world?
I mean,
let's find out.
That's fine.
And yeah, I mean, Solemns can also negate Ryzeal summons. Oh, yeah, that's set Volcanic.
Fair enough. I was also thinking about that, whether, I mean, you probably don't want to have this game stolen away from you. There is a universe in which you just use double warning and they can just get you, even though they wouldn't win the game, you know, they can deal those 4,000 life points remaining. So, oof, once more, we do open X.
Oh no, this is devastating because you're going to lose both warnings to this one X, or you have to let it through. But because if you're warning one, then you can just target the other. He's just going to choose it. Wow, we're just seeing the power here. I mean, are you just supposed to warning it? I feel like maybe you are.
You are.
And just give up both? Yeah. I mean, as bad as it feels, because now you're just going to have to warning this sword, maybe.
Yeah, but if you didn't warning the first one, why would you? You know what I mean? I think you're too committed now. Because like either you're warning the first one, or you just wait for the extra 6 summon, I guess. Because I feel like you always like warning the first one.
Yeah, it's just such a horrible feeling because, yeah, 1x, yeah, if you were to activate one, then you'd have to have the other be targeted.
Yeah.
Just showing the power of this new XYZ that was released.
Yeah, Valone is very, very powerful. Just in this situation alone, it's, you know, like double warning. If there would have been an X, we would have seen both of them being activated.
Yeah, I think maybe just showing how how incredibly powerful Xed Risio is, to be honest. Like, every time a new XYZ comes out, it just gets that little bit better. The fact that it can send anything you like. I mean, he's got one warning to use Sebastian. He's got to hope it's somehow enough.
Do you think here Mustafa knows that there may be another warning being said? It's just, you know.
I guess he knows it's something live. I don't know if you specifically know warning, but because if you use the Xed, I suppose he knows the interaction that, like, if that warning had been flipped, then the other card would have been destroyed. So, yeah, this just goes to show how crazy powerful Xed Risio is at going second into fields.
It's not really a breaking news, I'd say.
It's not breaking news, no, but you just see it again. And it just, like, one card trading with 2 solemn warnings just should not be allowed. Like, unless it's Harvey's Feather Duster, I guess. But
which we just saw. It's in the deck.
It is in the deck. I was thinking about whether those were going to be sided in, and he did choose to.
Makes sense, and I mean, this just looks super rough at this point. I mean, whoa, what do you even do? Where do you plan on activating the other one?
I don't know. He's just holding on to it for dear life at this point. But yeah, I feel like you were just supposed to flip it and hope, because at this point, I don't think it's going to be enough now with just what he has. He's already got an Xed Risio and a ritual set up. I suppose even worse news when they're not even searching the ritual, because it means they already have it.
Here comes, nope, the thinking, not at all. We're just gonna resolve and push.
I guess here is the time it starts to become more interesting, because Mustafa's got the decision to make of whether he's going to destroy his opponent's monster.
Does. Or he doesn't. Wait.
I don't even know. It does destroy face downs. Okay.
Wow.
Look at all those pluses. Yeah, it's getting out of control.
So, well, it comes back Garunix.
But we have Called by the Grave,
Yeah.
I think.
That's devastating.
That's so bad. Wow. Whew. And yeah, here comes Called by the Grave to stop even that Garunix from Mustafa.
And that is just the wrong solemn to have in this situation.
I mean, you solemn judgment there, you're pretty much done anyways. But yeah,
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, look at the other Garunix, not that it was any relevant.
Probably a bonus for Sebastian that it goes back, but I think it's a very small consolation.
Yeah,
at this point.
Seems like...
what a hand from Mustafa, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, although the effort was valid, I mean, Sebastian really couldn't do much this old match.
Yeah, the really thing that's all in warnings here. Either, I mean, doesn't really matter where you activate it, I guess. It's too far ahead.
Yeah, it's fortunate. It's one of those things. I think the Fire King engine sort of excels at not being affected by cards like the Molchamis. So you're playing a deck which is, I think you kind of know has a weaker engine, but then in decks where, you know, in matchups where you don't have those powerful non-engine, you're just facing off, and I feel like there's only going to be one winner in the Mitsurugi Ryzeal against Fire Kings without Molchamis and other cards involved.
Seems like this is almost the same as just admitting that we have lost the game. We do use this second solemn warning.
And yeah, just a Tucares, I guess, and it's
That's over. Yeah. And that is the end.